In case you have not noticed, the NBA ratings are terrible. There are a lot of reasons why the game's not as good right now and why the ratings are dipping.
The NBA is facing an unexpected crisis. Ratings are plummeting, and the excitement that once defined basketball's Premier League seems to be fading. Season after season, fans have been treated to epic rivalries, star-studded matchups, and edge-of-your-seat moments. Yet, 2 weeks into the current season, the numbers are down, and the buzz just isn't there. What's behind this sudden decline, and more importantly, where is the solution?
Our phones are ringing off the hook now from people who are anxious to invest in women's sports.
Enter Caitlin Clark, the WNBA superstar whose jaw-dropping performances have shattered records and grabbed the nation's attention. Her games draw viewership numbers that even high-profile NBA matchups struggle to match. How did this happen? How is it possible that a single player, so new to the professional scene, could become the brightest beacon in basketball today? And what does this mean for the NBA, a league that might need to look beyond its own stars for inspiration? In this video, we'll dive deep into the NBA's ratings collapse, the unstoppable force that is Caitlin Clark, and why Adam Silver might be eyeing her as the key to reignite excitement and reshape the league's future. Before we break it down, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Are you ready? Let's go.
There's not enough must-see things going on in the NBA than there is in the WNBA. No player in the NBA is must-see TV at this current point in time. Nobody.
The NBA's current season has kicked off with an unexpected challenge. Ratings are in a nosedive. ESPN's opening doubleheader, typically a reliable ratings draw, averaged only 1.6 million viewers, a sharp 42% decline from last year's opener, which featured the debut of Victor Wembanyama. The Thursday night matchup on TNT featuring the Spurs versus the Mavericks followed suit, pulling in just 1.45 million viewers, marking a 29% decrease. Imagine a game featuring Chris Paul's Spurs debut and Wembanyama against Luka Doncic, Kyrie Irving, and Klay Thompson's Mavericks debut only pulling in those amount of views. The most alarming statistic of all came from a Friday night game between the Indiana Pacers and the New York Knicks that saw only 830,000 viewers, fewer than a college football game broadcast on ESPN2. What's driving this decline? The answer isn't just in the numbers, it's in what they represent. The NBA has long been synonymous with star power, blockbuster games, and an energetic pace. Yet fans are noticing a shift. Games that once promised high-stakes drama now feel predictable. Even matchups featuring legendary players like LeBron James and Kevin Durant aren't pulling in the viewership they once did. The lack of compelling new rivalries and storylines is noticeable, leaving audiences feeling uninspired.
Do you know what is must-see TV? Caitlin Clark games. 2.3, 2.2. Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese right off the bat. Every single one of Caitlin Clark games that were on ESPN, ESPN2, even ION and ABC eclipsed 1 million viewers. That's must-see TV. That's people going out of their way for appointment viewing television.
Meanwhile, the WNBA is experiencing an unprecedented surge, driven by one name, Caitlin Clark. Clark's debut drew over 2 million viewers, a number that overshadowed some of the NBA's most anticipated season openers. This isn't a fluke, it's a wake-up call. The WNBA's recent success, largely fueled by Clark's electric presence, is a sign that audiences are craving something different, something real. Fans aren't just looking for star-studded lineups, they're searching for authenticity, grit, and excitement. The WNBA, especially with Clark at the forefront, has found a way to connect with its audience on a more meaningful level. Whether it's the high-effort gameplay or the unpredictability of each matchup, fans know they're going to get a show. This is in stark contrast to NBA games where load management and repetitive three-point shooting have become the norm. When star players decide to rest, fans are left disappointed, and the viewing experience becomes less reliable. For years, the NBA thrived on a reputation for epic rivalries and compelling storylines that transcended the court. The legendary matchups of Lakers versus Celtics or Bulls versus Pistons didn't just draw viewers. They built a narrative that kept fans coming back. But today, that kind of buzz is hard to find. The excitement that once defined opening weeks of the season, and even all-star games, has waned.
The actual story is, WNBA has Caitlin Clark, who's must-see TV. NBA doesn't have anybody like that at all.
This shift in audience interest raises a pivotal question. Why are fans turning to the WNBA? and specifically to Caitlin Clark, for the excitement they once found in the NBA. And how did a league that set the standard for professional basketball come to be outshined by the rise of a single star in women's sports? If you've made it this far and are enjoying the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications. We know watching this video takes some of your time, and we appreciate you. Now back to the action.
The NBA is off to a rough start with ratings plummeting and viewership dipping below WNBA numbers. So what's going on?
Is the NBA's product losing its charm? Analysts and fans alike are voicing what has become increasingly apparent. The league's current approach is no longer captivating viewers. This decline boils down to three major issues: load management, an over-reliance on three-point shooting, and a lack of compelling narratives. Load management has become a contentious topic, frustrating both fans and former players. In recent years, it has become common for star athletes to sit out games not due to injury but to rest. This approach, designed to preserve players for more critical matchups and extend their careers, has left paying fans disappointed. Charles Barkley has pointed out the disconnect between players' multi-million-dollar salaries and their reluctance to participate in regular season games.
We have guys making $80, $90, $100 million not playing back-to-back games. That's, to me, I mean, listen, the three-point thing bothers me because, of course, if they're going in, you're going to win, but you got to have a plan B. But when that new TV deal kicks in next year, and you got a guy making $85 million, and he says, hey, you know what, I'm not going to play back-to-back games, it's ridiculous to think fans are going to pay as much as it costs to go to games now, and now you're going to have to go out and start doing streaming going forward. We can't have a guy making $95 million saying, I can't play basketball 4 days a week. I mean, that's unfair. Most teams play 3 games a week. Let's say hypothetically you play 4 games. You can't ask fans to pay money for a guy making $95 million won't play back-to-back games. I mean, anybody think that's a good idea? They're crazy.
For the average fan who spends hard-earned money to watch their favorite stars live, finding out at the last minute that their idol won't play can be deflating. The consequence? Lower ticket sales and reduced TV viewership. Fans are simply losing trust in the reliability of the product. Gameplay monotony also plays a significant role. The rise of the three-point shot, spearheaded by Steph Curry's transformative effect on basketball, was exhilarating at first. However, as more teams adopted the same strategy, the novelty wore off. Shaquille O'Neal and other analysts have noted that while teams once thrived on unique playstyles, today's NBA games often look identical.
I have a theory that it's down because we're looking at the same thing. Everybody's running the same plays. At the damn top of the key, dribble handoff. I was talking to a coach yesterday. He said they want to shoot 50 threes. Because, they were trying to contemplate if I could play in this era. And it's like, yo, Shannon, we would just shoot 50 threes. And I was like, well, how much you want to make? We want to make about 10 or 15 of them. I was like, well, that's not going to help you win. But I think everybody's looking at the same thing. And Steph Curry and those guys mess it up. Like, I don't mind Golden State back in the day shooting threes, but every team's not a three-point shooter. So why everybody has the same strategy? I think viewership will continue to go down unless we switch things back up.
Watching teams exchange three-point attempts without much variance has dulled the excitement for many longtime viewers. The lack of balanced gameplay means fewer dramatic moments and less diversity in how games unfold.
On that TNT opening night, there were 2 games. There were 162 threes shot in those 2 games alone. Guys like Anthony Edwards right now are shooting like 10 threes a game. They were shooting half that last year. And when asked, what do you think about people that want you to drive to the lane? He says, come, because this is what the coaches want.
Then there is the absence of compelling storylines. During the league's golden years, rivalries like the Lakers versus Celtics or Bulls versus Pistons provided not just games but sagas that captivated audiences. These rivalries fueled discussions, created heroes and villains, and made every encounter between those teams feel monumental. In today's landscape, those rivalries are largely absent. Even with the emergence of new stars, the storylines that made each game significant are harder to find. Social media moments may go viral, but they do not build the kind of sustained narrative that keeps fans invested week after week. In stark contrast, the WNBA, driven by Caitlin Clark's captivating presence, has managed to capture the essence of what basketball fans yearn for: genuine passion and high-stakes play. Every game Clark plays carries a level of anticipation that resonates with fans, making it an event worth watching. Her influence reaches beyond her stats. It's the energy she brings and the effort that defines each match. Fans know they'll see hustle, teamwork, and a desire to win, a quality that some feel is lacking in the NBA's regular season.
I feel like I'm just scratching the surface. I feel like there's just so many areas that I want to improve in and to continue to get in the gym and work on that every single day.
This disparity in engagement poses a serious question. Can the NBA reignite the fire that once made it a global powerhouse? Will it look to stars like Caitlin Clark for inspiration on how to re-engage its audience? Spoiler alert, Caitlin Clark will likely make an appearance in the NBA All-Star Game.
Sabrina, you did the three-point contest against Steph Curry last year. Now, I hear that they want to go back and go 2-on-2, Steph and Clay. Who would your partner be if you get to do this?
It's not Tyvus.
I'm just saying, I'm
not
available.
Tyvus.
I'm just telling you,
You're available?
I'm available.
You don't want that.
I'm just telling you, listen, I taught Steph what he does.
What are you talking about?
Jesus.
I mean, if I would have to choose, I'm taking Caitlin Clark on my team.
Oh, there we go.
Why are fans flocking to Caitlin Clark? What makes her stand out in a crowded landscape of sports stars? The answer lies not just in her remarkable statistics, but in the way she plays and the energy she brings to every game. Clark is more than just a talented player. She embodies the kind of passion, grit, and leadership that resonates with audiences craving authentic competition. Clark's debut season in the WNBA was nothing short of spectacular. From Game 1, she commanded the court, showcasing a level of play that left both fans and analysts in awe. Her games consistently drew over 1 million viewers, breaking viewership records and even surpassing high-profile NBA matchups. For a league that has long struggled to capture mainstream attention, Clark's impact was revolutionary. Her electrifying performances and record-breaking achievements turned the Indiana Fever into must-watch TV and revitalized the entire league.
You will begin to realize that nobody in the NBA at this current point in time is a bigger TV draw than 22 Caitlin Clark. It just is what it is. We've seen games from Steph, we've seen KD, we've seen LeBron. All those ratings are in, and all of them pale in comparison when we see what Caitlin Clark did year one of the WNBA.
What truly sets Clark apart is her fearless approach. She doesn't just play to win, she plays with a joy and tenacity that make her games compelling from start to finish. Each time she steps onto the court, fans know they're in for a show. Whether it's a deep three-pointer, a no-look assist, or a clutch basket in the final moments, Clark delivers with a confidence that few can match. The stakes in her games feel real, and that unpredictability keeps audiences glued to their screens. Beyond her on-court heroics, Clark's influence extends to nearly every corner of the basketball world. Her highlights routinely go viral, drawing millions of views and sparking conversations that extend far beyond the traditional WNBA fanbase. She has become a social media sensation, amassing followers and generating buzz that has brought new eyes to women's basketball. The Caitlin Clark effect has proven that a single compelling athlete can elevate an entire league, making it more marketable, more visible, and most importantly, more exciting.
The only time we get numbers like what we saw with the Pacers Knicks is when she's on NBA TV. When she's thrown on NBA TV and she's breaking the NBA records on NBA TV. Caitlin Clark on NBA TV draws more than NBA games on NBA TV.
Clark's impact isn't just measured in viewership numbers, it's seen in the energy she brings to the arena and the ripple effect it has on her teammates and fans alike. Jersey sales for the Indiana Fever have soared, and tickets to their games have become some of the hottest in town. The once overlooked franchise has transformed into a beacon of hope, largely due to Clark's presence. Her story has inspired a new generation of basketball fans who see her as a symbol of what women's sports can achieve. The contrast with the NBA's current struggles could not be clearer. While the NBA grapples with star absences, predictable play, and wavering excitement, Clark's games guarantee drama, action, and passion. The question then becomes, can the NBA learn from Clark's approach to reintroduce the excitement that has waned in recent years?
We had to be. I mean, she's a big star and everybody turning out for her in record numbers, but to spend time like this, I think, is very special.
Caitlin Clark's meteoric rise isn't just a story about her own success. It's a blueprint for revitalizing basketball as a whole. The NBA, facing a decline in viewership and waning excitement, can draw significant lessons from Clark's impact. Her presence has shown that fans yearn for more than just skill. They want heart, unpredictability, and a player who embodies the spirit of competition. First and foremost, the NBA needs to reconsider its approach to player participation. The practice of load management has eroded trust between the league and its audience. Clark, by contrast, plays every game with relentless energy, never leaving fans questioning her commitment. The league can benefit from encouraging a culture where stars take pride in showing up, game after game, building reliability and deeper connections with their audience.
My expectation is to be one of the best players in the world one day. I wouldn't expect anything less than that.
More history for the FIBA rookie.
At this point, continue to be myself, and I think a lot of good will come from that.
Another key lesson lies in the narrative. Clark's journey has captivated millions, not just because of her talent, but because of the compelling stories that accompany her performances. Each game feels like a chapter in an unfolding epic. The NBA needs to reignite its focus on creating and promoting storylines that resonate with fans. Whether it's rivalries, underdog comebacks, or personal achievements, these narratives make the sport more than just a game. They make it an event. The unpredictability of Clark's play is another powerful draw. Fans watch her games because they don't know what to expect, except that something spectacular will happen. The NBA, in contrast, has become predictable in its reliance on certain strategies, particularly the three-point shot. While the rise of the three-pointer brought excitement initially, its overuse has led to a sense of sameness across games. Reintroducing varied, dynamic play that incorporates more post-ups, mid-range shots, and fast-paced transitions could recapture the diverse appeal that once defined NBA basketball. Clark's impact also underscores the importance of genuine engagement with the audience. Her highlights go viral not just because of what she does, but how she does it, with visible passion and a sense of joy that invites fans into the experience. The NBA could benefit from promoting players who showcase that same level of authenticity, connecting with fans, on and off the court.
She just absolutely did it all and became a magnet for attention and an icon for sports fans, certainly little girls, certainly mine as well, playing her basketball and watching her play.
The lessons from Caitlin Clark's rise go beyond the WNBA. They offer a pathway for the NBA to reignite its appeal. By focusing on effort, creating compelling narratives, and making games more accessible, the league could recapture the attention of fans who have begun looking elsewhere for their basketball fix. Caitlin Clark's emergence as a basketball icon has reshaped the narrative of what fans look for in the sport. Her breakout season in the WNBA didn't just break records. It shattered perceptions of what women's basketball can achieve and offered a roadmap for how the NBA might reclaim its lost audience. By showcasing relentless energy, thrilling gameplay, and unwavering commitment, Clark reminded everyone that passion and authenticity matter as much as skill. The NBA, facing declining ratings and waning excitement, stands at a crossroads. It can draw lessons from Clark's play, prioritizing consistent player participation, reintroducing diverse and engaging gameplay, and crafting storylines that resonate deeply with fans. The league has the opportunity to refocus on what made it great: epic rivalries, unforgettable moments, and players who connect with audiences both on and off the court. Clark's influence has set a new benchmark, not just for the WNBA, but for basketball as a whole. As she prepares for her second season, the anticipation surrounding her continues to grow. The Indiana Fever's transformation under her leadership has not only energized the franchise but has elevated the entire league, drawing in a new wave of dedicated fans. What lies ahead for basketball as a whole? If the NBA takes these lessons to heart, we could be on the brink of a new era where both the WNBA and NBA thrive, capturing the magic of the game that keeps fans invested for generations to come. One thing is certain: Caitlin Clark has reminded us all why we fell in love with basketball in the first place. Do you agree? Let us know in the comments. Like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss out. Click the video on the screen, and we will see you in the next one.